Hi, and welcome to the Crit Hit Wild podcast, where we cover all things Marvel Crisis Protocol, and we do a new character every week. This week, we're talking about Lizard, and I'm your host, Fred.
I'm Brad.
I'm Steven.
I'm Mac.
Hello, everyone, and hello to Mac. Mac is a friend of ours who also participated in the finals for the Appalachian Cup, and we're bringing him on to talk to us today about a lot of things. But before we do any talking, how is everyone doing today? How are you doing today, Mac?
I'm doing all right. Just got back from a gaming weekend with my friends.
That's cool. Are you willing to share what you were playing?
Sure. We played StarCraft, the new miniatures game, because I got my hands on it from being at Adepticon. I played Trench Crusade. I played actually Halo Ground Command, which was it's a dead game, but it's a very fun game.
Is that the like fleet and ground game that
Go ahead.
that who was it? The Dystopian Wars people made, right?
So I believe so. I'm not entirely sure. I just know that there is Fleet Command, and then there is Ground Command. Fleet is the ship-to-ship battle, and Ground Command is the troops. I think they're 15 millimeter.
Okay, yeah, this
Base?
is the game I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Fun games. All three of those are very fun.
We could spend a long time talking about my thoughts and my happy anticipation for the StarCraft game, but that's not what this podcast is about. So, Brad, how are you doing today?
Just peachy.
That's good to hear. How about you, Steven? How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Fred. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm very tired. I bought a hedge trimmer and I have been cutting all the forest behind my house because it is encroaching very badly. And I got very into some poison ivy today, so I am quite itchy, but I'm surviving. But that's okay. I'll live. And let's talk about some upcoming tournaments that are on the horizon. So, coming up on the 9th of May, there is a tournament at Battlegrounds in Ravenna, Ohio. Mac, is this your local game store?
Yeah, this is my home game store. Yes, this is where you will find me most weekends.
Yeah, and this is this just a local event for you guys?
Yes, it is just we try to have MCP every second weekend of each month to just grow the current MCP crowd that we have. We have around, I would say, 8 locals, and we're always ready for other people to come in and play.
I'm glad to hear that. That is something that we just have fewer people down here in Charleston. But I'm glad to hear that you're getting some players up there. Coming up on the 16th is our local monthly tournament. We usually have it on the 3rd Saturday. So if you guys ever want to come down, we would be happy to have you. But it's quite a long drive for what would turn out to be like a 4 or 5 person tournament. So I don't know if that's worth it.
Right.
Yeah. But we always want more people to show up. If you are willing to show up, we would love to play MCP against you. And then on the 23rd of May, there is a tournament at Fabricators Forge in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is a big one because this is the kickoff tournament for the 26-27 Appalachian Cup. This is the first one. I myself plan to be there. So does Brad. And we are going to kick this off with a bang. And then on the 30th, boy, there's a lot. There's a tournament at Recess Games in North Olmsted, Ohio. This is a great game store, and it is it will be a fun event. This is not an Appalachian Cup tournament. This is just their local games, their local monthly event. And that'll do it for the month of May. So let's move on to games that we have played recently. So we have both Mac and Steven who participated in the Appalachian Cup finals. And if they want to talk about some games that they played, some highlights from that event, we would love to hear it. Steven, why don't you start us off?
Okay, well, I did participate, and in my first game, I played Josh Heat. He was playing Magneto Brotherhood, and I probably got my butt kicked because we were on Intrusions on Montesi, and that's what he wanted, and I lost that game 19-2. So not starting out very good. So then I played Cody, and I switched my ideas and plans around. I went with my green and purple team plus Emma Frost. Green and purple being Green Goblin, Mysterio, Lizard, because he has purple pants, and Prowler with Emma Frost, playing at 18, and he was countering me with King T'Challa, Loki 2, Valkyrie and Elendil, and Hela. And the champion of that game was both Emma Frost and Mysterio, moving people around, making them feel not happy. In the end, I think I win this game 18-5 or 18-6, somewhere in there. And then, of course, Fred, you re-yelled our battle that we did.
Mm-hmm. Where you wiped the
last
floor
week.
with me.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to say wipe the floor, but, it was...
I'll say this. I played a bunch of great players, and I think that you probably beat me harder than any of them. I'll say that. Because I felt like that was the most one-sided of my games that I played.
Well, I think I got lucky in my timings on things, to tell you the truth. With that game, I did have some lucky rolls also, but there were some things that were impediments to you, and you were just like, "Oh, now I got to think about this." So it's just
I had completely forgotten about Sinister Traps, and I used to play Spider Foes.
So, by that time, I had figured out that, I am a Spider Foes player. Yeah, that first game, I just kind of blanked out, like, because I was playing MODOK Criminals for the longest time, and I'm just like, oh, I know how to play these guys now. So, and then my last game, I went into, who was it? Josh from Pittsburgh. He was playing the Criminal Syndicate Daredevil.
Oh, yeah, Josh Sinclair.
Josh Sinclair, yeah. I didn't know the last name. Thank you, Brad. We played on Intrusions, and I forget what the... Anyway, neither here nor there. He was playing Shadowlands Daredevil. We were playing at 18. He went with Carnage, Shadowlands Daredevil, Mephisto, and Loki 2. And I countered with Mysterio and Green Goblin, of course. I had Venom in the mix. I'm trying to think of who else. Emma Frost was there. And so I had to have Emma Frost, Mysterio, Venom, and another 3.
Lizard?
Well, no, it wasn't Lizard.
Craven?
Might have been Doc Ock. No, it wasn't Craven. So it was one of those, but no, it was Lizard. That is correct. It was Lizard. So needless to say, the Spider-Foes actually out-attritioned the Shadowlands Daredevil. Goblin went into Carnage, promptly took him off the board, and then Emma Frost and Mysterio took care of Shadowlands, and then Mephisto went down, and he was only left with Loki 2 at the end. So it was kind of eye-opening. But Mysterio had a really, really big play with Grand Illusion, so that kind of hurt his attrition in the third round, so to speak. And I won this game, I think it was 19-5 or 19-6, something like that. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But It was kind of one
To give all of our listeners some information, Steven came 5th in this event. He did great. He went 3-1.
yeah, coming from behind. Yeah. Thank you, Fred.
Good
But,
job.
Yeah, needless to say, except for the game I lost, Fred, you're the only one who scored double digits against me. So,
Well, okay. Glad to hear that at least.
all right.
All
I'm
right.
done.
Okay, Mac, why don't you tell us about games that you've played recently?
All right. Well, the last couple games I played was at the Appalachian Cup finals. Actually, my first match was against Cody Green. He was playing Asgard, and I was trying out Mighty Avengers. I wanted to throw big dice pulls at people and see what happened. For Cody, he got hit pretty hard by King T. But he also brought Malekith, who actually in that game took down Spectrum and Baron Zemo in one foul swoop to make me start going, uh-oh. But I pulled that game out at 19 points to his 11. My second match, I got vengeance for Steven. I fought Josh, where Red Skull 2, turning his blanks on and having an 8 dice attack against Emma Frost shatters her before she could shatter me. And I won that one 18, and he got 8. And then I ran into Brandon Akers, and I was feeling good. I was like, yeah, I'm throwing big dice pulls. And then Brandon was like, what if I had the biggest shield in the universe? And I'm like, that's not good. And I could not get through his defenses. No matter how many 8 dice strikes I threw in there, he just defended and defended and outscored me, and I was sad. And then I fought Brad, and I'm like, oh no, it's Brad. And we had, Brad, do you remember, it was 8 rounds?
It was 8 rounds.
That we tussled back and forth.
And it would have been 9.
It would have been 9. But it was a very fun game. We threw, again, big dice pulls at each other. I tried to stick him on 16 to hurt his Apocalypse matchup against me, but Apocalypse is still scary, just so everybody knows.
Still really good.
Still really good.
All right. Well, and that put you at 3-1 as well, correct?
Yes, it did.
Yeah. So you also had a really good event.
Yes, I believe I got 4th. So I was
well,
just one
well
above
done.
I had to avenge him.
All right. Well, Brad, do you have any games that you want to discuss?
I taught someone Legion on Thursday.
That's right. We played Legion on our usual gaming day, and I got creamed really badly. It was very bad. I want to say a short little bit on Legion here. I feel like Legion it's a great game. It's a lot of fun, but the problem with it is that there's no swing back. You know how in MCP you take a lot of damage, but you gain a lot of power and you can swing back. In Legion, you take a lot of damage and then you lose. Like, you just die. If you get really far behind, you won't swing back. You'll just die harder. So that's my biggest issue with the game. But we're not here to discuss Legion. We're here to discuss MCP. Did you play any games?
I did, Fred. You know I did, because I played you.
I know. Yeah. Do you want to talk about it, or do you want me to?
I don't know. You talk about it, and I'll throw stuff in if I have anything to say.
Okay. So we decided to play some of the new scenarios, and more on that later. But we played the power conduits, the one with the 4 abnormally placed secures, and we played the Sentinel nanites extract, which is the new hammers. Basically, it's like a less you have to be within range 2 for the hammers effect, and they go away at the end of the turn. So there's that as well. This game started off with me scoring 7 points to Brad's 2. So I was playing Inhumans and Brad was playing Sentinels, and we were playing at 19. So I'm playing Max, Gorgon, Karnak, King Blackbolt, and another model, Zemo, Baron Zemo, obviously. Brad was playing Bastion, 2 Mark IV Sentinels, oh boy, I'm blanking on his name, Nimrod, and Nebula. Bastion with 2 Sentinels, and Nimrod is going to be a huge problem. That is 17 threat right there, and it is an unbelievable pile of hit points to have to dig through. And Nimrod heals. He has healing factor 2, so he's even more hit points that you have to dig through. I can't believe how tough this list is. Like I said, I started off scoring 7 to Brad's 2. I had about the best first round that I could possibly have. And then Brad proceeded to kill me and kill me and kill me. And I stayed ahead for most of the game, but at the very end of the game, I had next to nothing left, and Brad pulled ahead of me to score 18 to my, I think I scored 15 total. So, yeah.
At the end of the game, Fred had a newly dazed King Blackbolt, who did not get to activate that activation, and Maximus. And I believe that's it, right, Fred?
I believe you're right. I think that's correct. I had nothing else on the table because he had killed it all. So, yeah, it did not go well for me. I don't know what my answer is to the Sentinels right now. Bastion with 2 Mark IV Sentinels and Nimrod is an amazing combination. It's really strong. So keep that in mind. That's going to be meta here in the near future. But okay, so those are the games that we have played recently. Let's talk about our take on those crises, Brad. And let's talk about these new crises that we have just in general. I think that that's a good topic for us to discuss this episode. So, we played on, oh boy, I'm trying to find them real quick. Okay, Power Overload, Factory Goes Up in Flames, and Sentinel Schematics Sabotaged. Yeah, that's a 19 and a 17. What were your thoughts playing these Brad? These 2 crises?
I really liked the Power Overload secure. I think it is very well designed. The way you get the extra victory point, like they've tried this a couple different times. I think this is the best version of that. We forgot about the damage.
We did. We completely forgot about it.
Yeah.
And it would have triggered a couple times.
Yes. Yeah, it would have. So we got to keep that in mind. But, like, I really liked it. I think we may have enough scenario. I don't know. There's nothing that'll help X-Men. I don't know why I keep trying. What was the other one called?
The other one was Sentinel Schematics Sabotaged.
Okay, so that one, I like Hammers better. I like Hammers a lot better. Even if you couldn't stack Hammers, which is really its biggest problem. If you could only hold one, I would like Hammers better. I like that you can do an extra attack die at any range and all that. However, that is probably too good to be an ongoing thing. So I understand.
I think this is better than Hammers. I have a different take. I think that this is a better, more balanced form where you have to be within range 2 to get the additional dice. And you have to that means you have to commit to get that additional hit that you want to get. You don't have to. You can make a normal die attack at the proper range you want to be at, but this just makes it so in order to get the benefit, you have to get within range 2, which is, I think, better.
I'll
say I. Oh,
I
go
was
ahead.
just gonna. My last thought on this is I like where these are placed. For one that you have to go back and get over and over again, this one feels like it's in a good spot, like physically on the mat.
Yeah, because they're pretty centrally located.
And that's all I had.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Steven.
So you get the bonus dice if someone's within 2, correct?
Correct.
Okay. What if you have a beam that goes out to 4, but you have somebody within 2? Is the
You
whole
get-
beam affected?
I don't think so. You get 2. You get the extra dice on the person who is within 2, and you don't on the person who is outside of 2. That's my knee-jerk take.
It's when you attack a character within 2. So yes, you get it against the people who are close and not the people who are further away.
Yes. Do you, Mac? What do you think about these 2 crises that we've discussed?
So,
What are your thoughts?
I kind of, I like that Hammers is gone. Is
Me too.
possibly gone, if everything is to be true. I think that is, but I like it a little bit better. I like that you do have to commit. Do you want to be within 2 to get that extra dice? The Crisis is close enough together where it's going to be a ballroom blitz, and you're going to have fun just slinging big dice. As I stated before, I like slinging big dice. I also, let's see, and it is a container, which I didn't play early enough MCP to play, I think, the original containers.
The herbs, the Wakandan herbs.
Right. So this is kind of new to me. I mean, we've had the one jailbreak in here for a while, and it's fun. So I'm kind of glad that we're kind of seeing more. I think it's an interesting concept. And then it was Power Overload. I think it's very cool. I think you can get into some fun times, especially if you want to maybe go, oh, hey, there's 2 guys over there. I'm going to push this guy over there, and he's only got 1 HP. Oop. On a cleanup phase. Oh. Yeah, they might score it, but boop, he gone. Getting that extra damage is always super fun. And honestly, some characters, even with just 1 damage on them, they're almost different characters at that point. You got to start thinking that they're different. They're not immortal anymore. As somebody who played a lot of Web Warriors, a lot like just to play, Miles with 1 damage on him is a lot more mortal than no damage.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I have Karnak, who I play a lot, and Karnak, when he takes 1 damage, suddenly feels a lot more likely to go down.
Right.
I just had a thought about Power Overload, and I take it back. I hate it, and I do not want it here. And
what was the thought?
A Kingpin easily scores 5 points on the secure first round.
Oofa doofa. You're right. And it's a problem.
4 points, like, without doing anything. And 5 points if they play real smart. I think you can double move a long mover to the home point. And if you do that,
I think you can.
If you do that after they have moved most of their guys, so they're like got 1 guy on there and they think that it's theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hate it.
Okay, so that's going to be a problem with every single secure, but it's a particular problem on this one. You're correct. This is one that Kingpin will absolutely have in his roster. You were right.
No one tell Brandon.
All right, let's start going through these in alphabetical order now. I think we should at least touch on all of the new crises and give a first blush feelings.
And then
Now, I
after
have not.
that, we should briefly talk about the ones that are leaving rotation.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah. Okay. Let's start up at the top with assault ships make sweeping search. This is a trapezoid. Oh no, it's not. This is a parallelogram. That's what this is.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, that's what this is.
Yeah.
They are the only effect. It is one. There are 4 of them, and you score 1 VP for each one you secure. And then once per turn, when a character is attacking during its activation, if the defender is within range 2 of a spotlight, the attacker may reroll 1 of their attack dice. And that is the full extent of this crisis. It is a 16 threat, and it's pretty simple. What do you guys think about this one? What do you think about this one, Brad?
I think this is very attrition focused. The scenario is close enough that if you've got a medium move charge, you can probably move between some of them pretty easily. And if you have a long charge like a Baron Zemo, it's even easier to get between the points. Plus a reroll. Yeah, I think this one's very attrition-y. And I played it with Sentinels, and the ranges are real good for Sentinels. So anything that has like range 3s and 4s that you want to be hitting with, probably gonna be good here too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. What about you, Steven? What do you think about this one?
I mean, reroll characters are going to like it a lot. Kang, especially. Just making a joke,
boy.
but
Oh boy. You might be right. Kang might actually be quite good on this scenario, but oh boy.
I'm just saying.
Uh-huh.
So-
How about you? How about you, Mac? What do you think about this one?
It's a very cool one. I like that it's once per turn. So you have to. I mean, you get to have knowledge of what everything is rolled before, during your modified dice step, and you're like, okay, I can take the reroll if I want on this one. What's also interesting to me, and it might catch some people, it does say when a character is attacking during its activation, so clapbacks do not get the reroll.
Important distinction. I'm glad you noticed that.
So I think that it makes the crisis a little bit more fun. You don't have to worry about it constantly, and the once per turn. So I don't think it's too spooky.
You're right. I think of all the ones that are new, this is the most standard. Like this is just something that this is a normal effect. It's just an odd distribution of the secures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's a 16 threat. So, yeah. Okay, that's our take on assault ships make sweeping search. The next one in alphabetical order is evidence of experimental soldiers exposed. This is an extract crisis. It is 3 across the middle, similar to a legacy virus.
The ends are further in.
Oh, they are. Okay,
Yeah.
they're range 4 in instead of range 3. And I just went away from it. Okay, you score 1 for each you control during the cleanup phase, and it is another one of the ones where you interact with it and you get something that you take away, and then it disappears during the cleanup phase. What happens is you cannot interact with multiple servers in one activation, and when a character holding an evidence token is attacked, it may re-roll one of its defense dice. So it's just you get a defensive re-roll if you're holding one of the extracts. I'll say this: I think every single one of the extracts in this the new set of Crises that are coming out is like this, where you collect an extract and then it disappears during the cleanup phase, and you have to go back and get it. I understand the play pattern. It's just you have to go into it understanding that you can't just grab it and run away, and that's something that I liked being able to do. So I will miss being able to do that. What do you think about this one, Brad?
Well, the since you were talking about the ones where you grab, for a long time we've had two different types of secures, and we've had, I'll say, roughly 50% of each, and it looks like now from now on we're gonna have roughly 50% each of the old type of extract and the new. This type of extract devalues anyone who can steal. Because if you
That
steal,
is true.
you still only get it for that turn, which I think is probably healthy for long term strength of the game. Like if these were in the game when Gambit came out, maybe Gambit has a steal since he is the king of thieves. Uh, this one, I like the defensive reroll. It's looking more and more like we are going to have a very offensive push in the scenario for this season. So seeing some defensive tech in there seems like it's going to be good.
Indeed. And to what you were saying, this also removes the benefit of running into a corner and hiding.
Yes.
Miles Morales.
Yeah, and this is an interesting design where there's only 3 points. They're in the middle of the table. You have to go get them, which seems like it is a good scenario for attrition teams. But then, if you have one of the things, you get a defensive buff, which is bad for attrition teams. So it's like a weird dichotomy there.
Yeah, I think it's good design. It's like a give and take. What do you think about this one, Mac? What are your thoughts?
So the defensive reroll is not once per turn, so very cool. As long as you're holding that thing, you're fine.
That's true.
It's teams like I think depending on how the character updates go and if everybody gets healthier, people should be sticking around a little bit longer. I'm going to bring Shang-Chi up to mind as we know him currently. I think he just goes up, grabs, and goes, well, I count blanks, and I get a reroll, so have fun. I'm going to sit here and go, dragon chases tail.
I think Web Warriors are going to. I don't think they're going to run this, but they're not going to mind playing it with Miles' leadership too.
Right.
What are your thoughts, Steven? What do you think about this one?
No, I think it's a good game design. I can't fault them for doing the defensive reroll because somebody's going to have to stand on that midline, right? So.
It makes it more likely for you to survive standing there in the middle of everything.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. We've already talked about power overload. Let's talk about salvaged supplies, fuel resistance efforts. This is an 18 threat extract. You get to place 2 supply tokens right in the middle, just very slightly offset from the midline on both sides. In order to interact with it, you need to have 2 characters contesting the point where you get the extract from. And when a character that is holding supplies ends its activation, if it is not within range 2 of another allied character, it drops those supplies. And when supplies would be moved to another character, they are dropped instead. You know, I said that all of them were ones that go away during the cleanup phase. I was wrong. This one does not go away during the cleanup phase. And each one of these is worth 2 points if you score it during the cleanup phase. Okay. What does everyone think about this one? Brad, what are your thoughts?
Scenario teams that generally bunch up are going to love this. Teams like the X-Men, but the X-Men are bad. Teams like Shield. Shield's actually good. Plus, they have the tech where if they drop it, several other people, you get to pick where to put it. So if you like move Nick Fury Jr. up to be within 2 of it, and then I guess you have to move the grunts first. That's if you move someone else up there and then use the grunts to pick it up. If the grunts get killed, which is pretty easy to do, you can drop it backwards towards your guys within 2 of the person that was already within 2, and someone else can just come pick it up. It makes it very easy to manipulate this one if you've got like your Black Widow Agents of Shields and your Shield grunts and stuff like that.
Yeah, you are right. As an Inhumans player, I genuinely considered including this one in my roster. However, this is not a civilian, so it's not going in. That was the extent of my thought process. Steven, what do you think about this Crisis?
Oh, this is the new Spider-Foes Crisis. If you get somebody on this and Mutant Batman, it's over, baby. It is over.
Boy.
Sinister Traps comes out on this all the frickin' time. Because you'll move your first character up and I'll do some damage and push you back.
Mm-hmm. So you have to plan to get 3 people on this.
Basically, yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Spider-Foes all the way.
Interesting. Okay, Mac, what do you think about this one?
It's an interesting one. It requires you to have friends. So if you are, unfortunately, not with, I don't have a lot of forethought sometimes where I go. I have to go beat up somebody. So sometimes I'm probably going to be dropping these things. Yondu comes to mind for this, where people are dropping things. And then the Ravenger's Code. Right? Is that what it is?
I'd have to look at the wording on that. That may not work.
Let's see. If when a character is within 2 of this character, so it'd be safe if they dropped it within 2. But
does it?
People with steals. Oh, go ahead.
Does it? I don't have it up. Does it say that you place it on him instead of dropping it?
Move 1 objective token that. Oh yeah.
Then he drops it.
Dropped, so it's still dropped regardless.
Yes.
Okay. And I think that's same with High Tech Heist, so you won't be able to use that card either. Possibly, I say that with a lot of confidence.
This card does not let you steal it, and
right.
Kingpin's thing doesn't work either.
Right. I was actually thinking. I'm like, oh, so you can't throw the supplies to your front to the guy in the back because Kingpin's going to whoever is going to do it is going to drop it.
Yeah.
I think it's a very cool Crisis. It's interesting.
It forces your opponent to have to double commit to every single thing, and it is certainly something that you have to think through every turn. It's going to be the math equation Crisis where everyone has to think 2 steps ahead in order to get points.
Right. I think Web Warriors might like it. Sometimes they like to bunch up, so.
I think you're right. I think I think Inhumans would like it.
Yeah.
At least the way I'm playing them. Okay. So that is the salvage supplies Crisis. All right. Let's talk about Sentinel. We did talk about Sentinel schematic sabotage. Strike team secures shield relay. This is a secure. It is 17 threat. and it is on an old D shape. I think that's exactly a D shape. You score 1 for each one you control during the cleanup phase, and interact with the generators. Roll dice equal to this character's physical defense. If the roll contains more hit crits or wilds than the number of healthy enemy characters contesting. So it's a pay to flip that's based off of the physical defense. And characters within range 2 of a generator they control may reroll 1 die in their defense rolls. And that's the full extent of that one. This is a pretty standard pay to flip that's just on a D layout, an old diamond.
It's
What do you think
also
about
not
this?
new.
It's not new?
No, this is
Gladiator box.
yeah. It was.
Oh, okay.
It is.
This is
It's
one of the
being
ones that they
added
did
to
not-
standard rotation, so it is new for that. But it is not a new Crisis.
So I have this Crisis
Yes.
in my house right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you should.
I do. It's just it's not legal, so I didn't include it in my go bag. But
Right.
okay. Well, what do you guys think about this one? And why is it now being I think this one's probably being included because they needed another secure, and they needed one at 17 threat. I think that's what. If you notice, they have an extract and a secure at every threat level. That's what's new, is 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Brad, what do you think about this one?
Once again, I really like the defensive reroll. It is weird that they took out all the we haven't got to this, but they took out all the other D shapes and then added this one into the game. X-Men should really like this one if X-Men weren't hot garbage bad.
Someone's gonna come up with something, Brad, and it's gonna fix X-Men, and they're gonna get some buffs coming up. You'll see. There'll be some buffs for your team.
And along with
Mac,
everyone
what do
else
you
in the game.
Yep. What do you think about this one, Mac?
It's a pay to flip. It's kind of already been said. Pay to flip teams like it. Getting to reroll a defense dice is pretty cool. It's on a D shape, which means that teams that can spread out a little bit more will like it.
Blech. Blech. Hate it. I hate it.
How dare you spread out? Yeah, I think it's a fine Crisis. I kind of wish there was more to it because it's
It is also it's a very simple Crisis. It's kind of like the Spotlights one,
right.
the assault ships. Steven, what do you think about this one?
This is the 17-point version of Mutant Madman for Spider Foes. This is another Spider Foes centric secure to me. So
Okay. This is but Mutant Madman is a B shape, and that's a completely different game plan that happens.
right, but they're both rotating, so Spider Foes rotate well enough.
Yeah.
Medium base, medium move. That's a thing. That's a drug.
Yeah. That's true. All right. Let's move on to the next one. That is Surprise Assault. Mutant Homes Destroyed. This is a 16 threat extract. It is the same deal where you interact with it and you are given a token that goes away during the cleanup phase. These are civilians, which I like. And I think that's it. I think that's the extent of the rules. There's no special rule except for that it goes away during the cleanup phase. This is very close together. It's another parallelogram, but it's a little bit more smashed than the assault ships. And at 16 threat, it's pretty tight in. I had contemplated putting this in over Jailbreak, but I would rather play on 20 threat than on 16. So this one did not make the cut in my roster. Brad, what do you think about this crisis?
The central location is good. I mean, it doesn't have any special rules. I don't think this one's going to get played very much for the same reason Fred's not playing it, because it is 16 points. People are avoidant of 16 just like they were 15 before that and 14 before that. So,
well, I think there are specific teams that excel on the low point values, ones that can go very tall very effectively, and I think that's why we moved away from 14 and 15, and now 16 is the lowest, and that gives people a chance to deal with like a double Hulk issue or some sort of mega tall kaiju list, to have at least 16 threat of counter. Okay, well, Steven, what do you think about this crisis?
I think it's pretty generic, honestly.
It is. It's very generic.
So I don't think people love it. I don't think people hate it, but you'll never see this played at 16 if people can help it. So I agree with Brad on that.
Yeah. Mac, what do you think about this one?
So for the same reason that Brad and Steven said, people don't like 16. I like putting people in uncomfortable situations. That sounds weird out of context. But 16 threat, you have to have a slight plan in the back of your head. Most of the time, you can avoid it. And most people do not plan, or they have they have an idea of a plan of what am I going to do if 16 shows up. I hope it doesn't show up, is most people's reaction to it. I like putting people on lower threat values because I feel like it lets some other models shine a little bit more on the lower threats, that they can show their stuff. I know a lot of people bring kaijus and stuff, and I am a big model enjoyer, so I like it. It's fun. It doesn't do anything super crazy other than me putting somebody on 16.
Right. Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
It used to be impossible to play on 16 if you didn't want to. You still can almost completely avoid it. So if you do not take this scenario, it will take your opponent playing both 16 threat secures and you drawing both of them, and it being their pick for number to get stuck at 16.
Right.
So it's still very unlikely.
It's unlikely, but it'll happen. There will be games where you're playing on 16 and you don't want to be.
It's me.
I was very surprised in our game, Mac, when you said 16. I was like, okay, I did not expect anyone to actually pick that. I kind of regret the secure now.
That's how I sneak up on people. He's like, haha, you weren't expecting the 16 threat, now were you?
No.
All right, let's move on to Survivor's Search for Safe Shelter. This is a 20 threat secure. It has 3 secures spread out, 1 on one side and 2 opposite each other on the other side of the map. So it's kind of a carrot or a pizza slice layout.
Carrot.
This it is a very odd layout. It is asymmetrical, but it is interesting. When a character contesting a shelter is targeted by an attack, one other allied character that is also contesting the shelter may spend 1 power. If it does, the defender adds 1 die to its defense roll, A character can add dice to its roll in this way only once per turn. So it is a buddy shield situation. Like a friend can add a dice to your defense pool if you get attacked. So this one also benefits you if you have multiple people close to it. I should also clarify that it is not interacting with the crisis. So effects like, what's his name? Spider-Man Noir's card would not be triggered if you affect this if you use this effect, because you're not interacting with the crisis. It's just someone is spending one power to have this effect. All right, what do you guys think about this one? Steven, why don't we start with you with this one? What are your thoughts?
I think people like it because it is 20 threat. I think people will like it because it's kind of close in together, so that produces fighting. And I think a lot of people will have ingenious ways to break up the buddy system so that the bonus does not happen.
Right. You push one and then the other one is open for your attack.
Correct.
I feel like this is also a case where it is an attrition-focused one because it's really close in and it's all central, but it also has a defensive buff. So it's doing the thing where it's good game design. It's making it an increase on both sides of the equation. Brad, what do you think about this one?
Well, you stole what I was gonna say, but
Sorry.
that's fine, Fred. It's fine. Yeah, it's interesting. This is, I mean, I think even with the defense buff, if you are a attrition team, especially if you like to play high points, you're probably going to play this scenario.
Mm-hmm. This is one of the ones that I put into my my roster. Mac, what do you think about this one?
I think this one's going to be interesting. Actually, what comes to mind for me is Sentinels. Team might like playing people on it if they can start getting their Bastion leadership off, where it makes it like now you have to think, because you want to teams want to spend their power on cool stuff. I mean, yeah, spending your power to do a defensive reroll is kind of cool stuff, but now Bastion's team is going, well, now you might not be able to do both of these cool things. You want to do your cool things on your card, but you can't do the cool thing on the because I have taken your power or I've rooted you, and you gotta like to think about all of that. Certain teams that are Webs comes to mind are probably not going to super like this one because they want to be spending their power on other stuff. So I think this will be fun for starving people out.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is it's going to be an interesting crisis.
I agree with you. That is very cool. I do want to clarify. This adds a defense dice to the pool.
Yes.
It doesn't. It's not a reroll. So, like people who count blanks are gonna especially like this. Like Karnak wants to play right in the middle here, and be rolling 4 defense dice and counting blanks because that's just wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, that is Survivor Search. The last one that we're going to talk about of the new ones is X-Men Infiltrate Secret Weapon Facility. This is a 17 threat secure. You score 1 VP for each one you control because this is a pay to flip. Oh well, not actually. It's kind of a pay to flip.
It's a pay to flip.
It is a pay to flip. So this is the one that's the most obscure, the most them playing with the space. You have 4 grid secures where there is a carrot that is pointing in a specific direction from each secure. Interact with the grid. Roll dice equal to this character's energy defense. If the roll contains more crit hits or wilds than the number of healthy enemy characters contesting the grid, this character's controlling player now controls this grid. During these score VPs part of the cleanup phase, if a player controls 2 or more grids that have at least one enemy character in their arc, that player scores 1 additional VP. And during the cleanup phase, each player places up to 1 grid they control within range 1 of its current position. Okay, this is very different, where with the grids you can only contest it while you are in the area where it's pointing. And yeah, this is going to be a very different style of game. You also kind of want to get some opponents in there so you can score that extra victory point. What do you guys think about this one? I'll be honest. I still don't fully have my head around this one.
Yeah, I can tell, Fred, because you just said something that wasn't true.
What is the thing that I said that's not true?
That you're only contesting it if you're in the zone. That's not true.
That's not true?
No.
What is
This works exactly like a regular pay to flip. Except for the extra victory point you get if you are if you have 2 of these things and they're pointed at enemies.
I did not even I genuinely thought that you had to be contesting it from inside the area where it's pointing.
No, it doesn't say that anywhere on the card.
I mean, okay. I figured there was a new rule somewhere about grids.
There is. That the card will tell you how they affect that area. I'm pretty sure that's all it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the arc. So the arc can be pointed to someone who's across the board?
It's range 3.
Range 3. Okay. All right. Well, that's again, I clearly did not have my head around this one. This one is a new system with the arcs and with the grid, and it is a diamond shape. It's a D, but it's much closer in than the normal D shape. It's very central. Brad, what do you think about this one?
This one is going to take a lot of time off the round timer to do, because every turn 2 of these are going to be moved by players. You have to check if there's enemy models in the zone to see if you even get the extra victory point. I don't like that part. I don't like that this is going to take so much time.
I have another rules question having to do with this one. It's a timing question. So during the score VPs part of the cleanup phase, and then the second thing is during the cleanup phase, a player may move one that they control within range 1 of its current position. Do they get to move it before they score VPs,
No.
or do they move it after they score VPs? So that makes it really hard to actually get that extra VP, because your opponent will know that you're trying to get them locked in place by 2 of these. Right?
Yes.
So like it will be very hard to score that extra point.
Especially when they can just flip it to their control, and then it doesn't matter how many models they have in the zone.
All right.
Yeah.
But there's one scenario that can come up with a spider infected. It advances during. When does it advance?
I think that's during the power phase for the spider infected.
Yeah. Never mind. Okay.
I see where you're thinking. I saw what you were thinking about. Like moving them in with the spider infected. Steven, what do you think about this one?
Confusing as heck. I think this will be the least played scenario until somebody breaks it, and then everybody's going to copy it, and then we're all going to be sad. And this one will be the first one rotated out in the next scenario pack.
You may be right. You may be very right about that. How about you, Mac? What do you think about this?
This is one I'm a slow learner. I'm just going to point that out there. I'm going to have to play this like 10 times to get it like how it all functions and how like I need to the mechanics of the game interact with the Crisis. I know some people can probably do it in their head. I can't. I do think again it is like the 16th threat with me. Maybe I just go ahead and try to get good with it. I put it in my secure, and if people pick it, I go, "Oh, I actually know how this one works."
Uh-huh.
and, and put people in the situation they don't want to be.
Yeah, this one's so weird, and it's gonna take a lot of playing to get used to. And I am not the type of person who can. I'm the same as you. I'm not gonna be able to know how to do this until I play it like 10 times. Like, yeah. Okay. Those are all of the new crises. Oh well, Brad, I guess you haven't had a chance to tell us what you think about this one. Brad, what do you think about this?
I thought I did. I said it was really
Uh,
complicated. It was going to eat up a bunch of round timer.
that's fair. That's fair. Okay. Well, those are the new crises. That is all the new ones. Let's talk about the ones that are getting rotated out. Um, so I'll just go down the line here. Cosmic Invasion is being rotated out. That is a secure on a D, and good riddance. That's not fair. Well, I used to play this one when I was playing Web Warriors, and it's good for Web Warriors. This is a good Web Warriors Crisis, and now that I'm playing in Humans, I hate this one. This one's terrible for me. Uh, I don't think this was getting played very much. Like, this is one that maybe Web Warriors alone were playing. There may have been maybe Shield, someone who can do a lot of rotation. Uh, what do you guys think about this? What do you think about this, Mac?
Um, I'm a little sad to see it go. It's a 16. You know, people know my feelings on 16 now. Now that my secret is out. Uh,
Uh-huh.
it was a fun one. I'm a little sad to see it go, but I mean, the new Crisis seemed fun. So if this has to be axed, it has to be axed.
What do you think, Brad?
I didn't see this one played very often, so I don't
Yeah,
think it'll be
no, this
much
one was not played
missed.
much. Right. Uh, uh, I've got a question. You guys want to talk about each one of these crises, or do we want to just move through the crises that are going away and then talk about them in uh, in bulk afterwards?
Um, I'm up for either way, honestly. Bulk is probably fine.
Okay. Okay. Uh, Steven, I want to give you a chance to talk about Cosmic Invasion.
I'm not sad, so
Yeah, fair.
This was in the
next
Crisis packet?
yeah, basically that's how often I saw it or I played it.
The next one that's going away is Deadline to Destruction. This is one of the ones that was in the Gladiator pack, and it's already going away. And I don't think I ever played it. I don't think I ever played this one. Is one of the niche one. It does you can
I've played
do
this.
someone damage if they're holding an extract. It's the one where you can hurt someone if they're holding an extract, and they can either take a damage or choose to drop it. The next one is Deadly Legacy. Oh, wait, no, that's not right. Yeah, it is. Deadly Legacy Virus is going away. This one, I remember liking Deadly Legacy Virus when I was playing Spider Foes. It was pretty good for Spider Foes. It's I didn't see it very often. It's a pretty low scoring one, and it's very, very hard to actually score the bonus 6 points. And if you do score the bonus 6 points, you lose a character. So this one was kind of a trap. I think you're better off just holding the 3 objectives and running away. Okay. The next one going away is Fear Grips. That's hammers. And good riddance. Good riddance, hammers. I hated hammers. I hated hammers in every affiliation. And that makes me very odd. Most people choose to play hammers, and I hated it. Uh, the next one is intrusions. Open across. This is the 3 across the middle that are portals. This is the attrition team's favorite, where you can just hop through and be within close striking range of anyone who's through the portal. It is an annoying one because you can't bring an extract through. So, yeah, I did have this one in my roster, so I had to replace it. Then Macron crystals is going away. I will miss this one a lot. This one was great for me, so I miss Macron crystals. Mayor Fisk is going away. Thank God. Goodbye. Get that crap out of here. Riot Spark is going away. That is the D where you can heal yourself if you interact with the crisis. Also, good riddance, go away. Struggle for the Cubes is going away. This one is one that I think this is the first one I ever played. I think this came in the original box in this current form. Like, I don't think... Oh, no, it did change. They changed when the damage actually happened. But it is one of the oldest crises in the game, and it's finally going away. I'm of mixed thoughts on that one. Then Terrigen Canisters is going away. This is another one of the new ones from the Gladiator box. That I believe the Terrigen Canisters is the one that it poisons you, and you can only move slow while you're holding one. And it was the Web Warriors' most hated one. And then Montesi formula is the last one that's going away. I think the final E, I think there are no more E's in the game once Montesi's goes away. I could be wrong, but I think that's true. Okay. That's all the ones that are being rotated out. What do you guys have to say? What do you say about this, Brad?
I think it's interesting what they picked to take out. Because, like, for example, Mayor Fisk is leaving, but not the Inhumans one. That's just wider Mayor Fisk.
A wedding party?
Wedding party. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
All
wedding party did less, like, Mayor Fisk damages you and stuns you, and it's really close together, while wedding party is much further apart, and it's just you lose a power. Is a much less onerous thing to have to deal with.
Yes, but it's just, I don't know. They took out all the D's, which is interesting.
Except for the new pay to flip.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, they made some weird decisions, but
yeah,
I don't know. It'll be an interesting new world we all live in.
It indeed will be. Steven, what do you think about the crises that are being rotated out?
I'm pretty much happy. I'm kind of sad Intrusions is going, because if the focus of this scenario pack was to bring attrition back in par with scenario, I think that one should have stayed. But I'm sure they had the reasons. Deadline to Destruction was exploited by a few characters in the game, so I think that's why it went away. Because if you do the damage to somebody like Bill, he'll be like, I reduce to 0, and then he still gets a power afterwards because of the wording on the card. I think you didn't know that, Fred.
I did not know that.
Yes.
You're right. That's absolutely the case.
So I think they targeted some exploitable ones. Like Hammers was definitely exploitable, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good thing. I guess if I'm talking in that cadence, then Intrusions was exploitable also by attrition teams. So to that one extreme. So I guess that's probably the reason it's going also. So
I feel like there's like a subtle balance that's hard to get to, where there's what could be considered a an exploit, you're exploiting it to the detriment of the game and just benefiting more from the crisis, which obviously some teams are going to benefit more from other teams. And I agree with you. I agree with all that you just said. It's so subtle and it's hard to put to words what it is that makes specific crises the interaction so much that it feels bad for your opponent.
Right, exactly. So, and we've seen other scenarios in the past go away because of that, right? So, I think they're getting to that state where the crisis themselves, I'm not going to say they're homogeneous, but they are palatable to those people who want to lean into scenario, or those people who want to lean into attrition, or those people who just want to play the mid range. So they're not skewed to one extreme or another.
Right.
I think the problem
Mac.
with intrusions is it made movement not matter. I think that's why it got taken out.
You can move across the board without spending any actions at all.
Yeah.
Mac, what do you think about these that are getting rotated out?
I'm glad that people have fond memories of intrusions because I always failed that role. Other than that...
Me too.
I was like, oh, it's better than a 50-50 roll. I should get it. Oh, that's a skull. Oh, another one. Very cool.
I'm back where I started, -2 power.
Oh, wow.
Unless you play voodoo. So,
no, I'm kind of glad that the stackables are gone. I think some of the looking at, I'm going to use Adam Warlock as an example. If this is kind of like the form that we're going to see, with people being just a little bit more harder to take down. Stackables on Adam Warlock was awful. Because good luck trying to rip him off that guy without trying to steal it. Like, I always felt like if Adam Warlock is in the game currently, I have to like bring somebody to steal something off that guy, because sometimes that guy just doesn't die. He just refuses, which is fine. I know he's an 8 threat. He should be difficult to take down, but it did feel like an uphill battle to take him down sometimes with the stackables, especially with hammers. Chance traumatized me, so you know. No, but I think I'm actually sad that Intrusions is going away. I do think that was a fun one to have. I'm actually pretty sad about Deadline to Destruction. I loved playing Deadline to Destruction.
Oh, okay.
I just thought it was a cool thing where I get to press the little button and say drop it. What I did when we were all talking about it, I decided to look. What's interesting about the whole rotation thing, the 2 starter kits that came out, the Spider Foes and X-Men, their Crisis cards are actually all safe. So newer players, you can grab one of these, and you don't have to worry about which Crisis cards are in, because they're all in for you. So that's actually very cool.
That feels on purpose.
I would love to say that feels on purpose, and it probably was. Mistakes happen, and we've recently got to see that with some character cards and whatnot. So it's always kind of in the back of my mind to kind of see that. Also, it was kind of nice to confirm my theory that those crises were safe. If I told a new player at my, hey, pick this up, everything in here can be used.
Yep.
That's more important to me.
That might be why some of the ones that are safe. That might have been part of the calculus that they were doing. I agree with you that I'm glad to see stackables go away. I believe that the supplies one, the one that you have to have 2, is a stackable. I think you can hold 2. Ooh. It's tough. but I
Does it
think
say-
you can hold.
Does it have the new keyword on it?
Limited.
What's the new keyword?
Limited.
Oh, supplies are limited. Yes.
Well,
Is that
then
the new
you-
keyword?
Yes. That means you
Okay.
can't hold more than one.
I did not
my
even
God.
realize there was a keyword now for it. Okay, then never mind. It says supplies are limited. So
That's
that
such
means
a
you can only
funny
have
thing
one.
to put on a card too.
Yeah, I thought it was like a warning. Hey, there's only 2 of them. Supplies are limited. But that sentence is entirely superfluous. So it does make sense that was a keyword that I was just not picking up on.
You can't hoard the toilet paper. Gotcha.
Yeah, I will desperately miss Macron crystals, although I completely understand why it's going away, because it is a 50-50 shot at any point in the game, and that led to some very bad feels when I know, Brad, you've had games where you rolled like 8 in a row failures.
I had a game where I rolled 10 in a row,
Yeah,
which is
and
a 1 out of 1,024 chance of happening.
yeah, and that loses you the game, and it's purely because dice just fail, and basing it entirely off of a pure coin flip feels bad. You should be able to skew it in your way in some way. So that's why Macron is going away. I will just miss it because I did like Macron a lot. Okay, I think that's it for the Crisis discussion. I think that we should move on to the person that we are here to discuss today. That person being Lizard, who I am currently cycling over to get to because I was on the Crisis page. And I, of course, cannot do my alphabet when I'm talking. Okay, Lizard, otherwise known as Curtis Connors. His defense line is 4 physical, 3 energy, and 3 mystic. He has 6 stamina on the front of his card, but only 5 on the back. He is a threat value of 3. He is a size 3, and he is a medium mover on a medium base, and he is affiliated with the Spider Foes affiliation and none others. Brad, why don't you do his attacks?
His first attack is a tail whip, physical 3, range 3, 4 dice, cost 0. Gain power for the damage dealt, and wild push before damage is dealt, size 3 or less, away short. His second attack, also physical, cold-blooded, range 2, 7 dice, cost 3. After attack is resolved, if it dealt damage, defender gains bleed and slow special conditions.
All right, and Steven, why don't you do that first superpower?
That is an active superpower called Biochemical Breakthrough. Will cost you 3 power. Choose an interactive terrain feature or enemy character, both of size 3 or less, and within 2, and throw it short. This superpower can be used only once per turn.
And Mac, why don't you finish out the card?
Bold of you to assume that I know how to read. I just repeat things. Hide. When this character would suffer damage from an enemy effect, reduce the amount suffered by 1 to a minimum of 1.
And then he's got one more little line down there.
Oh, yeah. Healing factor 1 and wall.
Yeah. So that is the entirety of what's on the card for Lizard. And I gotta say, for something so simple, he completely rules. He is awesome. He's amazing. He's great. I love Lizard. He's maybe one of my favorite 3 threats in the game. And I miss playing him so much that I've genuinely considered splashing him into Inhumans. All right, that's my take. Yeah, so he brings so much for so few words on his card. Brad, what do you think about this guy?
I hate this guy. He's never on my team. He's always on the opponent's team, and he always survives way too long, way too well. And I've grown to despise him.
Mm-hmm. Mac, what do you think here on good old Lizard?
I think he's a fine character. His 4 dice attack with a wild push, it's cool. Heist 3 is important. His spender, it does stuff. It does 7 dice is nothing to sniff at, and given if it deals damage, giving bleed and slow are really debilitated by slow. I like move throw. I enjoy just walking up to somebody and like, no, not yours, lizards. And him being a chunky boy makes me so happy. Where he, like what Brad said, he survives way more things that he should, and he is glorious little lizard man.
He absolutely does. I mean, he is one of the hardest 3 threats to remove, and I think that's true because he's he has a great defensive line. He has 4 physical defense, which is most attacks in the game, and then 3 and 3, which is perfectly acceptable, and then damage reduction, and that's just. You'd be amazed how frequently he survives more than he should. And then, of course, he has healing factor to just keep him in there for that much more. All right, Steven, you've played a lot of this guy.
Yes,
what do you
I
think
have.
about this guy? What are your thoughts?
Well, one, I hope in this character update, since Vulture, who is not very good, and Shocker, who is not very good, they both have 5 dice basic attacks. I hope his tail whip goes to strength 5 because Lizard is a very, very strong character in the comics. Way stronger than Vulture.
I agree. I think it should be a 5. I just will hate to see it. It's going to make him even better.
Okay. I don't think he needs the health buff, but if he gets one, that's going to make him even more terrifying, obviously. But besides the little quibbles and stuff like that, I think I think you can't go wrong with him. He's a standard in Spider Foes. Criminals take him a lot just because he's that chunky boy, but you're seeing less and less of Lizard play now because he doesn't seem that special anymore as to when he came out. Like he was the cream of the crop, but other things have caught up to him. Other things are flashier than him. So, unfortunately, I think he's had his highs, and he will never reach those heights again. But I think he's in a good place, and he's exactly where he needs to be.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like he isn't a feel bad model. I don't think. I mean, he does a lot, but there's and he's annoying to deal with. But there's nothing on his card that's like it makes your opponent really pissed off. I guess.
I
As I say this, I was about to say. As I say this, I think about all the times I've been pissed off that Lizard is still on the frickin' table. But
Dude, you tried so hard to get rid of him.
Oh my gosh! In our game, I could not get rid of Lizard. I ended up pushing him into a corner, and he still was causing me trouble the entire game. God, Lizard is so hard to remove. Lizard is great. He does have a tactics card that we should discuss, although who takes it?
Me.
Okay, all right. I will allow you to defend this. Monkey Brain is Lizard Home, is what it's called. I almost called it Lizard Brain is Monkey Home, but
but you didn't say it correctly. You go Monkey Brain is Lizard Home. That's how you say it.
Monkey Brain is Lizard Home. This is an attack card. It is an unaffiliated active card. During Lizard's activation, he may spend 3 power to play this card. Lizard may use the attack listed above once this activation. After each attack is resolved, the target character is pushed away from this character short. And the attack is called Lizard Brain. It is a physical, area 2, 5 dice attack that costs 0 power. So it's an area 2 5 dice that pushes your opponent away. Short. It is not size restricted. That is important. All right, Steven, defend this card. Well, this is an attack card, so it's bad. That's my take. Steven, defend this card.
However, this card can win you a game. When you need to get a Sentinel off a point to score it, you will play this card. This will be the 10th card in Spider Foes or any list that takes Lizard, and you need to get those Sentinels off a point so you can score it.
Yeah. It is an auto push. It is not, you need to hit no triggers. It just happens. So
Correct.
You're right. That is the value of this card.
Nobody took this card before, okay? We're going to see Sentinels everywhere, okay? Whether it's Nimrod or Prime or the Mark IVs, okay? They're going to be standing on something, daring somebody to push them off. And you can do it with this card.
Yep. You're right, and there are very few things that can push a size 5, and this is one of them.
So, because they can't be moved by superpowers or mystic attacks.
Yep.
The Mark IVs can't, at least.
I think you've made a very good case. This is a 10th card in the list, but you bring it.
If you see Sentinels and they're bringing the big boys, you're like, yeah, maybe I need to do something about that. So,
yeah. Mac, what do you think about this card?
I like it. I'm a very aesthetic person. I think all the artworks are great for this card. I especially like the one where he's fighting in this Noir and Spider-Man. I actually kind of think if you're playing Lizard and you want to play him and you're going to play him in the new Crises, which you will soon, I think there's a couple Crises where you just play that and you just push a bunch of people off a point and you feel like the coolest kid that has ever happened. Like, you're just a cool kid now. Because now on his turn, if you can like nail 2 people with it, hopefully your 4 dice attack nails another guy off. And then you are the coolest Lizard again.
You have just controlled the game
very
well.
He says, "This is my point."
Brad, what do you think about this card?
It's an attack card. Don't play
it. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. So that's basically everything on Lizard. Lizard is great. He's great. We need to give him a letter grade. I love Lizard. I genuinely do. I played him when I played Spider Foes. I don't think I didn't take him. I think I took him in every game. That might not be true, but it's certainly more than 90% of the games that I played. I brought this character. He is so fundamental to the team that he is. There's no reason not to bring him. He's just so useful with his character throw and his push on a wild, on his builder, and then he has a very good spender. Like, his spender does damage. This is a good model, and a medium base on a medium move that can't be killed. He's unkillable. So the correct thing to give him would be a B, maybe a B+. I'm giving him an A- just because I like him so much. That's my take. A-. Brad, what are you going to give to Lizard?
Fred, I love telling you that you're wrong. He's an A. I don't know what this talk of B is. A-, you almost got there. He's an A model.
Mac, what is the letter grade you're going to give to Lizard?
So he is definitely an A, and I would say he pushes A+ because, I've said this before, art is a very important thing to me in miniature games. The sculpts that really bring the character to life, and I really do think they nailed the Lizard sculpt the first time around. He is just a fantastic looking model. He is fun to build. He is fun to paint.
If you're into that, I am very much into painting. He is just oozing with character, and I think he deserves an A+ if we're going to add aesthetics to him.
Sure, sure. I do want to say you're right. His sculpt is awesome. He's jumping out of a sewer, and he's got like the arched shoulders of lizard, while a splash of water and a giant sewer grate is coming up behind him. That's really cool. Steven, what are you gonna give this guy as a letter grade?
I'm going to give him an A. I mean, he.
Oh my God, am I the lowest? I've messed up.
Well, I was at a B+ or A-, but realizing that Monkey Brain is Lizard Home might be a card that can get you out of trouble and win you a game. It's looking more and more like he's in the A category.
Okay, all right. So that is our take on Lizard. Brad, do you have any comic books that you would like to recommend that feature Dr. Connor here?
Connors.
Dr. Connors, sorry.
Yeah, the first story I have here is about how a robot came from the future to kill his son, actually.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, it's called Terminator. I do actually have bad news about his son later in this. But Amazing Spider-Man number 6, this is Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. There are reports of a giant lizard man attacking in Florida. Of course. J. Jonah Jameson challenges Spider-Man to defeat this lizard. And then Peter Parker asked to go to Florida to take pictures of Spider-Man, which if you know nothing about J. Jonah Jameson, you know that he loves pictures of Spider-Man. But Jameson goes with him, which kind of ruins Peter's plan. So he tells him that he's going to go buy film to slip away. And he goes to Kurt Connor's house, who is an expert on lizards, to ask him about the lizard man. And his wife says that he is off doing something and he can't talk to him. And his son's there. I mentioned his son for later. And I think everyone knows that Kurt Connors ends up being the lizard man and Spider-Man has to fight him. So.
Shocker.
No, that's a different character. The next issue is X-Men First Class from the 2006 version of X-Men First Class. Issue number 2. This is Jeff Parker and Roger Cruz. X-Men First Class is a comic that dances through the raindrops of the original X-Men comic series. And in this issue, Professor X allows the X-Men to go on vacation at Warren Worthington III's parents' vacation home in Florida. But Xavier wants to check in with his friend and colleague Kurt Connors before the vacation starts. He's not home, but the X-Men quickly figure out why, as Angel and Beast must fight the lizard in the middle of the Everglades swamp. This takes place right before the previous issue that I just talked about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's a cool little thing where
it's a crossover-ish.
Yes. Yeah. And then the last recommendation I have is Amazing Spider-Man 630 through 633. This is Zeb Wells and Chris Bachalo. I've mentioned before, Chris Bachalo is one of my favorite artists, and Zeb Wells is a very good writer. Fred, you will know him from at least the Ten of Swords issues of what was that book called? With Sinister, and they go
The Sins of Sinister?
no,
Or
no, no,
do you
no.
mean Ten of Swords?
Yeah, Ten of Swords, but Sinister and those people go through Otherworld.
Yeah, I do remember this.
Yeah, Zeb Wells wrote that. I cannot remember the
Okay.
name of that series.
It wasn't like delineated in the
Yeah, I
omnibus
know.
you gave me.
That series is so good. Hellions. That's the name of the series. Hellions. It's really good.
Alien. There it is.
But together, these two people, Zeb Wells and Chris Bachalo, bring a story that's much darker than most Spider-Man stories. A mutated lizard, like Lizard, the character, who is now mutated. He's stronger and more durable, and he has a new psionic ability to make the lizard part of people's brains go crazy and drive them wild and make them violent and stuff. I mentioned his son before, so that I can mention now that he eats his own son.
Oh boy.
And almost destroys New York City, and only Spider-Man can stop him. His son did get better and is now a lizard boy.
Of course, the son gets better after being eaten by a lizard.
Yes.
This is Marvel.
By his daddy lizard.
Bucky's back, and yeah. So
the only person
anyone
who
can come back from the
nope,
dead.
That's not true.
Uncle
Ben.
Uncle Ben. I almost called him Uncle Jeff.
Also, they haven't brought back the original Gwen Stacy. They just have created 2 clones in an alternate universe Gwen Stacy.
Right. Yeah, they just have 3 different Gwen Stacys to be Gwen Stacy instead of the original.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Brad, for the comic book recommendations. The only thing that's left is my non sequitur recommendation. So the last time that I saw the Amazing Spider-Man movie, which has the Lizard as the villain, was when it was in theaters. I thought it was kind of a middling. It's certainly not a very good Spider-Man movie in comparison to most of the others, because most of them are quite good. And in my memory, the part of Lizard was played by Peter Stormare. That is not true. I looked it up today, and it was played by a person named Rhys Ifans. I don't even know if that's correct. But he's a Peter Stormare-like, which is kind of demeaning to Mr. Ifans here. But in my head, I was sure that it was Peter Stormare. So I'm just gonna recommend a movie with Peter Stormare in it, and that movie is Fargo. This is the Coen brothers, maybe one of their best movies, although that's hard to say because they have a bunch of fantastic movies, and my love for the Coen brothers has previously been established on this podcast. This movie is both incredibly cynical and incredibly not cynical at the same time somehow. It's both a comedy and a drama. It is everything, and it's also so compelling and so good. It holds up today. I watched it a couple years ago, and I thought to myself, this movie is still awesome. This movie is still amazing.
I watched it for the first time in the last year, and it was very good. Actually,
right.
I might have watched it in 2026. It's very good.
Yeah, it's so. It starts off with the Coen brothers saying this is based off of a true story.
That's a lie.
Yeah, they just made it up, and they just put that on there. But you know what it did is it made this whole dialogue about it being true, and it's not. They played with that before the Blair Witch Project did. So that was, it's just such a good movie. Highly recommended. Everyone should watch this movie. It's very good. And that will do it for us today on Crit Hit Wild. I want to say thank you to Mac for joining us. Mac, it was great having you on.
It was great being here.
Yeah, we'll have to do it again in the near future.
Sure.
Steven, I'm glad you were here too. And Brad, thank you for running everything on the podcast. This podcast doesn't happen without Brad. And for everyone out there who is listening, thank you for listening. This is very fun. I enjoy doing this, and I'm glad that people enjoy listening to it. And I hope that everyone out there plays good games of Marvel Crisis Protocol and has a wonderful evening. Goodbye.